So I know last week when Chrissy was talking to you all, she mentioned that there's a break after today and then we go 2 weeks. But if you all looked at the dates, we actually meet next week. I don't know if you all realize that. So when you all wrote down the dates or did the dates, it said the 8th as well, which is next Thursday. So I just kind of want to do a, how does that work for everybody? Is everyone, since you thought next week was a break?
I didn't even know.
Okay.
I have it in my calendar.
Okay.
I didn't know it was a
I just wanted to make sure. Yes. Because I texted Chrissy and said, I know you said there was a break after the next one, but really we'd actually meet and then there's a break. Then there's a 2-week break. And what will happen next week, we'll talk about the homework that I will have for you. That's only like 30-40 minutes. Oh, no. Thank you for saying something. I listen to music so much and I pay attention. It kind of becomes my background. Yes. So when we do meet next week, at the end of that one, I will talk about an assessment that you all will be doing. Only takes about 30-40 minutes to complete. It lets me get to know you all more, but it's about our strengths. And we'll actually talk about each of your strengths and what you all do best. Because what happens is when we go through our lives, just living our lives, we don't realize many times our strengths are within that. We just start doing our life and we don't think about it. And it's actually what we're best at. So we'll actually cover that a little bit next week before you all will have 2 weeks to complete that assessment. So anyway, I just want to touch really quickly on just how things are going. So networking was our first one. Talking about where and how are the people you need to find, who are you linking with, where are they? Where are you signing up personal with the stuff that you enjoy doing? Because that's where business can also happen on a more organic level as well, just with friends and people that you're surrounded by. And then of course well, let's talk about that one first. How are things going with your networking? Where are you getting out? Have you gone to a place? Have you gotten involved and has anything come from that yet? How are things going? What are you getting involved in?
So, as a side gig, I substitute sometimes.
Yes.
So I'm running into a ton of teachers and passing my cards out, leaves my phone number on their desk that they can call me if they need something. And then I have gotten one teacher that just relocated here this past year and he's ready to buy. So I picked that up just from going to. Yeah.
Nice. Anybody else have anything that's just come up? Either you're being specific about where you're networking in something, whether it's a networking group or a chamber or whatever, or personal level.
I went to a new coffee shop yesterday with my sister-in-law who worked from there, and apparently they drink a lot of dogs in there, which was like bread and butter for me. And
oh, that was perfect. I'm sorry. I'm like, oh my God, that's perfect.
It was weird because like ever since I've been in rescue, it's almost like dogs can sense that, and it sounds kind of like, but I'm telling you. And so this poodle like comes up next to me and I pet him and he sits and he lays down and the owner's like, that is so crazy. He never does that. Oh. And I was like, well, he knows, that that's like my thing. And so I had like several cards passed out because I was like, oh, add me on Facebook and you can join my rescue page. And then
perfect segue.
Like, oh, you're a realtor too? And I was like, yeah, I'm helping people and pets find properties. And they're like, that is so awesome. And so I love this coffee shop now. I'll be going there weekly. And unfortunately, my dogs were too misbehaved. I bring them in.
I love it.
Yeah, so that worked out really well.
Is the coffee shop here in Lexington or yes?
And it's in a real kind of the area. So It seems like there's a lot of professionals there, which is what I'm trying to focus more on. My sphere, what I learned was kind of low key and I needed more professionals in it.
Gotcha.
So I think this is a good way.
Yes. I may have to get the coffee shop info for you and see if maybe they would like to, change their chai. Anybody else have anything? The segue that you made into that was awesome. Anybody else have anything that you've attended or that you've done that like, even just a conversation that started? Anything?
I've told you I've met with Children's Miracle Network, so I'll probably be getting with all you guys to talk, because I've been talking to them about like donating a certain part of our commissions to them. But so Remax Creative is highly involved with children's, and so is Remax nationally, so I'm gonna get our office involved.
Nice.
When you say
I
that-
remember what we talked about last week, finding something to donate to like that, anything like that. It's kind of like the sand. It's kind of hard to let go because you think, oh no, I don't want to give up what I've made. And, you know, gotta hang on tight. But when you do that, things start slipping away as opposed to going. And then where can you contribute? Because it will come back. And I have to tell a funny story. So I texted Jennifer on Sunday. So up popped this on her Facebook page, up popped this house in Madison County. Now, mind you, my husband and I have had no intention of selling and moving. My commercial kitchen for my chai is in my basement. It is produced, shipped, boxed there, everything in my basement. No intention whatsoever. All of a sudden her post pops up and it's this house. It's hard to tell by all the pictures, but I'm looking at it going, oh my gosh. Look, and I turn it to my husband. I said, look at this. And he goes, well, just show it to me. I was like, no, 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 no. Look at this. So he takes my phone and he's going through the pictures and he goes, wow. Oh my. And I said, you know, we have not talked about, we've talked about, we have no intention of moving because we have people come up to us during all the big rush. You know, hey, you want to sell? Want to sell? People pulling in it. No, 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 no. We have no intention of selling. It's like, we even talked about, I looked at him, I said, no, we talked about no intention of selling. But this might be something we'd be willing to do. He goes, can we go look at it? I said, let me find out from Jennifer. And I'm texting Jennifer, let's house. And she's very honest with me. She said, you know, she talks about it's on the hillside and, you know, the outsides are like kind of rough and, you know, it's way out. And I said, we're going to go drive by and look at it first. And then if it's something we might want to look at, I'll let you know. We'll schedule it for the next day. I guess that was on Saturday. We'd look at it on Sunday. That's what it was. And I said, we're going to be on that end of town anyway. Well, we just decided we just hopped in the car and went then. And I was so glad for her honest feedback. She was right. The outside was a little rough, needs a lot of work. It is a little bit farther out than we would want, but what it created was a,
Maybe there is something else.
So now Jennifer's like, well, now I know what you're looking for.
Don't want to make you move. I thought you were kidding. You're like.
And she did. I just said something I sent her the post, I copied it and sent her the link and said, oh my, this house, you know, is gorgeous. You know, we never thought about moving till now, something to that effect. And I don't know, she says something kind of, haha, you know, and then I went, no, I'm serious. And she goes, oh.
I thought you were kidding.
And I get why, because I've told her we never had an intention on selling and she knows that. But all of a sudden, so you never know when those social media posts like that. I mean, my husband and I are sitting like this going, oh my God, look at this, look at this. But she was very honest and she was very right. When we saw it, we were like, nope. Soon as we pulled down the big hill and then saw it, immediately was like, no. Too much work that needs to be done to the outside. So anyway, you never know when these posts may make a difference. Because she now knows what would move us, literally and figuratively, right? Anything else, networking wise, anything happen that's like,
I'm starting jujitsu this tonight.
oh, yes, okay,
Plan on working that crowd.
yes.
More than one
And
way.
is this something you've been wanting to do?
For years.
And now here you go, getting to do something you really wanted to do, and organically what can come from that, you never know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The second one we did was mindset, and you know, are we letting things change us, the outside world? Are you the carrot, the egg, or are you the coffee bean? Are you letting the outside influence you, or how are you changing the things outside of you, changing the world? So how we find joy in those things as well. Anyone have any experience with that? So rates didn't change yesterday, right? I saw 2 presentations yesterday, 2. One at my BNI meeting, and they were talking about, she was discussing, they're kind of guessing how many times the rate may change in 2024. And it's anywhere, the guess is anywhere from 3 to 7. Holy crap, really? 3 to 7 times. Well, then I saw a presentation at noon back in Richmond, and it's all to help create that soft landing to keep us from going into a recession. And the way they do that is not by just all of a sudden dropping rates. If they do it slowly, then it helps create that soft landing that we've talked about, that we've heard about, that to prevent anything from happening. So that's what's going on. But so rates didn't change yesterday. But how are you letting that influence you, or what do you take anyway and go influence others about how you can help them? So anything happen in that realm as far as how you've noticed, instead of letting something affect you, you are saying, nope, this is what I do. I am damn good at it, and I'm gonna keep doing it.
I wake up every day like that. I do.
Yes. Yeah, what can I do
After I
today?
kick the cat off the bed. I'm sorry, I didn't kick.
I'm a dog person.
I didn't kick the dog.
Anybody notice anything they've done different? Or being conscious of that? I'm not gonna let that affect me.
Answering them. I saw this TikTok, it does associate with this.
Yes.
Mel Robbins, I'm a big fan, and she was talking about your alarm clock and the snooze button. And I'm like the worst morning person. I wake up, that mindset is horrid. But she was saying that our cycle, when we fall into that deep sleep after we press snooze, it's a 90-minute cycle. So when we wake up 10 minutes into that, like, there's no way for us to actually be as awake as we would have been, because our body's still in that cycle. And she said, basically, like, stop snoozing and just immediately be like, I'm getting out of bed. So I did that for 2 days. Didn't do it today because my son was sick and we cuddled.
Oh,
And so I didn't get out of bed and I cuddled.
yes,
But-
yes.
But it did actually work. Was I pissed when I had to get out of bed? Yes. But the clarity and mindfulness, like, I was able to switch gears so much quicker in the mornings that I did not snooze. So I just thought that might be helpful.
Nice, yes.
Can you snooze for 90 minutes?
Yeah.
And
Into the
And then
cycle.
maybe an inch
And-
cycle.
And just know that you got 90 minutes to get to.
Yeah, maybe that's the answer.
Set it 90 minutes ahead of time to when you know you need out.
Set your
Yes.
alarm To, it's gonna be a good day. I
Yeah.
done that, and now
Music
it's
is
real
probably
cute,
gonna
like,
help.
instead of the zonk,
Mhm.
I put it to, it's gonna be a good day,
Oh.
and now it's like.
Yes.
Waking up, snapping fingers.
And I can't remember who the author is of this book, but I'm like, seriously, I could. But it's so simple. What she says is, when you know you need to get up and do something, whatever that is, if it's getting up off the couch, getting out of bed, whatever that is, just do a countdown.
That's Mel Robbins. isn't it?
Now,
5,
Rob,
4,
that's
3,
who it
2, 1,
is.
go.
That's who it is. Yeah.
That was one.
5, 4, 3, 2, and get
I
up.
love her.
I love Brene Brown.
I love Brene Brown.
Oh, she is one of
She
my
gets in there.
favorites. But 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then up.
Yeah.
Guys, I can't tell you, I'm laying in bed and I need to get on the treadmill. I want to do the treadmill. I don't feel it this morning. I just don't want to do it. 5, 4, 3, 2,
2.5.
1. And I sit up on the side of the bed. And it does help. It's so simple. 5, 4, 3, sitting on the couch. I know I need to get up. I need to go start something, do something. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I stand up. Or I need to say something. And I'm holding it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I need to ask you a question. It works. It's so simple. It's so simple, but it works. So yeah, that's one of the ways we can influence our environment, as opposed to letting our environment influence us by saying, I just don't feel like it. I just don't want to do this, but instead we influence it by just standing up, sitting up, speaking up, whatever that is. Anybody else notice anything that maybe you have influenced your environment instead of bringing it inward?
I will say just as far as like the market changes and rates, as far as mindset, when the rates went from 2.5 to what, 6.5, 7.5, they were super high, but now that we've seen like almost 8.5. Now everybody thinks they're down, and I showed a house the other day, and Misty did too, because I saw a card, we talked about it.
a lot of houses.
That had
Every day.
23, I called them like, give me offers, they had 23 offers. People think their rates are down now, because they've been up to 8,
Yes.
so it's
So even just the concept, how people are thinking.
like your
differently.
mind's, it's a complete mindset shift now. just from
Absolutely.
doing that,
Because
and,
they're like, wow, it's going back down. And it is.
but it's where it was before, when
Yeah.
everybody was like, I'm not buying a house, I'm waiting on this to go down.
Right, right. It's all relative, right?
Right.
I just never stop marketing ever. I come from small business owner, so I went into this never jaded that I was gonna have to reinvest, but it's like a small business and you always have to keep doing those things and spending that money. And I'm trying to be really, really thoughtful about what I spend money on and how that's working for me.
Intentional, yes.
Very intentional, but I never ever stop. And like I've got a farm right now that's 200, and then I've got another one in my neighborhood that's 100. And I was just making Canva mailers this morning because I'm gonna do some dollar scratchers, Valentine themed on those and send those out. But I've always got some sort of marketing thing going on. I've got tote bags with my logo on them, and I was just thinking, because it's Girl Scout cookie season, and we got a couple of orders in my neighborhood, and I was like,
Damn, those girls.
I'm not gonna put those in Kroger bags when I drop them on porches and, you know, that kind of a
Yes.
thing. So, it's just, I feel like you were talking about where Jennifer, you know, you're like, oh, maybe I would.
Right,
That top of mind and staying
Yes.
engaged that way, if you can spend a couple $100, you know, and keep that going,
Mhm.
especially with a farm that you've already been engaged with, I think that's super duper important to just never feel like, oh, things are slow and I don't have money, you know,
Mhm.
you gotta keep on.
And the fact is, you are really entrepreneurs. I mean, you work for Remax Elite, but you're actually entrepreneurs, and you create your work, you create what you want to happen around you. And when people say, and I had an ex-brother-in-law, oh, don't feed me this, you have to spend money to make money crap. Well, he's never run a business, he works for someone else. And so I was like, okay, let's talk about this. So if I have a trucking company and I come into this company and I'm trying to convince them why they need to use me to truck their, whatever, their product, whatever that is. And I go in and they say, yes, we're in, I love it, we want to use you. Okay, so can you give me the money then so I can buy the truck? Wait a minute. That's not gonna happen. You have to buy the truck before you can sell the trucking business of helping others. You have to spend the money to make, and when I told him that, I was like, you know, and so then they say, oh, okay, so now I need to get the truck. Are you gonna use them now? Well, no. And I said, the problem is, you've done nothing but work for the trucking company. You don't know what the owner had to do to spend money to make money. You've only worked for the company. So you just get your check. You don't know what they had to do up front so that you could have a job. So whether or not that changed his mind doesn't matter. As I said, ex-brother-in-law now. So yeah, last week, we talked about time management. I gave you the sample week calendar. Did you all work on that anymore? Are you controlling your day better, or is your day still controlling you? And how do you get a rein on that so that you're controlling it? Because we do teach others how to treat us. We do. We condition them on how to treat us. And if they're expecting us to answer the phone at 2 o'clock in the morning, and if you do, they will call you at all hours, no matter where you are or what you're doing. So we do train people how to treat us. So when you control your day, you're teaching others around you how to treat you, how to respect you, not respect you. So how about that? What about time management? Anything changed for you that you were conscious of? Oh, okay, I need to do this.
I know I prepped and planned and wrote things out, and then need to kind of change up this week because I didn't like account for incidentals, like the fact that you're, you know, you're constantly gonna be eaten up with stuff that you didn't
Didn't
predict,
expect,
you didn't
yes,
plan
and
for.
that'll happen.
So I need to work better on that, but I know that that graph and what was it, Roosevelt, what was it called? Eisenhower.
Yes, yeah.
Lincoln, it is in my brain because I have caught myself, even with tasks around my house, where it's like I have X amount of time and I have a choice between 2 or 3 things that I can do, and I'm prioritizing, utilizing
Yes.
that mindset of like, is that something that needs to be done right now,
Right.
or does it have a domino effect of a thing I need to do later,
Yes.
or whatever?
Right,
So,
right.
yeah.
Is it really urgent and important? Is it something that the house is on fire, someone's been in a car accident, there's been a change in something has happened and it's due tomorrow because something has gone down? Those are the urgent and important, and yes, those are the things we need to take care of quickly. But not everything can be urgent and important at the same time, because as soon as they are, life is amok. Yeah, not everything can be urgent and important at the same time. You want to get in the quadrant 2, where there's more planning, more decision making. Yeah. Anybody else have anything happen that kind of correlates to what we've talked about and what we've done? I'd love to hear feedback. I know we're going to do something that's kind of fun, and yeah, I love doing it.
Well, I'm a control freak and I only delegate one thing
Mhm,
to my adult daughter to unload the dishwasher.
mhm.
And that's it, and she sucks at it.
Oh,
So it's like, I need to delegate more.
yes, yes. Delegation
But
is
I
a
can do
powerful tool and it can change your world, but it's the most underutilized thing that we do.
Well, you have to choose the things that you don't mind to control as much, which is the hard thing. Like my son, he also unloads the dishwasher, not allowed to load it because it is, no.
I'm sorry, but no one can load a dishwasher the way,
And I can't put off
We can't.
vacuuming either because we have dogs and the kids just don't get it all. And
Yeah.
it's like you wasted your time and effort.
Yeah.
So then prioritizing what's most important
yes.
to me to be.
What would
done
it be
before
like if
I
you
go.
said, you know what, there's some spots missed, so I need you to do it again?
Yeah.
Instead of saying, you know what, never mind, I got it, because
And
you
the
missed
rest
these
of the night
spots.
is horrible
Yeah.
because their attitude.
Then
is
let them be
horrible.
mad.
Yeah, I know.
Let them be mad, because they will get over it.
You're right.
They'll get over it. They let them be mad. Who cares? They will get over it, you know, when they need something.
Yeah.
I know. But truly, sorry, you missed a couple of spots. I need you to do it again. And when you do it right, you only have to do it once. Then eventually they will learn. I want to get this right the first time, because I don't want to do this again.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it. I need you to do it again.
That was my mother. She was like, yeah, do it again.
Yeah, yeah, do it again.
And now I don't clean my house often, so I don't know.
Right, what happened?
Not on my priority list. It ain't, it's like, it's very lived in, you know, it's dogs.
Yes, yes. All right, anybody else have anything?
I'll say one more thing. I had this
Yes.
little timer that I'd already bought. It was in my drawer in my office. And I like never used it. When we were talking about time blocking, I was like, I need to get that thing out. So I used that this last week and I loved it. It's like $10 on Amazon and you turn it, it's got like a blue color. So you just turn it to whatever time you want and then it just slowly ticks back. So you can look over and see kind of how much you've left, but it doesn't feel like super pressurized.
Right,
And
unlike a timer on
well,
the phone.
and
Yes.
if you're
Yes.
trying to do a task that's not phone related, you're trying to, because you want to keep looking like, how
Right.
much do I have?
Right,
So it's like an extra out
yes.
external thing. I
like
love
it.
that. Yes.
That's why I use an hourglass.
Yes.
I like
I flip my hourglass. And I just like the passing of the sand. I like watching it, you know, I like seeing how it's landing at the bottom, and I like that, but I can glance at that and just kind of know where I am and how much more time I have. Oh, it's about half empty. I got about 30 minutes left. But I love my hourglass.
I'm gonna use mine. I bought one in Tennessee last year at an antiques shop.
Yes.
Are they all an hour?
Yeah, how do you know?
Yes, you got the little ones that are like the 2-minute ones for sure, but the regular size is an hour and they are, yeah,
Like, it's like this big.
yes.
I've never used it. I look at it like 2 or 3 times and turn it over, but
Yes.
I never use it.
Really
for time anything.
utilize it.
I just look at it
Yes.
because it's
What
pretty.
time it? I wanna know how long.
Yes.
I will.
I have an hourglass upstairs and I have an hourglass downstairs in my basement, and I
Also,
love them.
There's a dopamine hit there too. Like if you meet that challenge, if you give yourself
Right.
15 or 20 or 30
Right.
minutes or whatever it is, and you beat it, you're
Yes.
like, I'm so good at stuff.
Yes, and we talked about that before. We talked about the dopamine and the endomorphins in the brain. How, remember the placebo effect? It's not just about, we think we're on the pill that's supposed to help us. It's not just about that. It's actually even the action that actually made a difference in the dopamine levels, dropping where they're supposed to treat a pain. It's all of it. So yeah, it is a dopamine thing for sure. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I want you to start thinking about, I'm just going to use the pink ones. This is to help Christy help you. So I want you to think of some things that with Remax Elite as a whole, as a part of this team, what would you like to see more of, less of, what doesn't work? What things do you think you need to help you be more successful? So you're gonna write down at least 2 things. If you can do 3 or 4, that's fine, but I'd like you to figure out at least 2 things that you would like to see change or you need to work better, whatever those things are to make you more successful. These things are to help Christy help you all. But here's the deal. Yes, yes,
Oh,
and I've got, so what's gonna happen? You're gonna write 1 idea per Post-it note, okay? 1 per Post-it note. Now, if you don't feel comfortable, this is about, I want you to feel comfortable that you can speak or write, in this case, what you need or want to say, okay? Feel comfortable in whatever that is. Because these will not be turned in and like someone being able to recognize your handwriting. Not gonna happen. But what I will do in the end is I will put together like a little report that just says the things, the topics we discussed, and the thought process that went behind it as to how it can be changed or fixed. Some of these, I'll tell you the funniest one I ever had. It tickled me to death. It was a company or a business in Richmond, and it's like 20 employees. And so we did all these, and one of the issues that came up 3 times was tired of the refrigerator not working. So when that one came up 3 times, I'm like, I look at the business owner and I went, okay, you pretty much have 3 choices here. Because what they're complaining about is they can't bring their lunch, so they're having to order out. And of course, that costs money. I said, so you can either supply their lunch for them every day, that there's no refrigerator. You can give them the money that they're wasting, that they're going out and have to buy lunch, or you can fix the refrigerator. 2 days later, the refrigerator was fixed. Something so simple, but what was happening, the employees were over here. I can't afford it. They're talking. It's this, it's that gossip, it's that talk, it's the frustration. And it was creating a frustration as a whole, because man, when it came up 3 times, the others jumped in. Oh my gosh, I get so tired. So it wasn't just 3 of them, it was all of them. But only 3 people wrote it down. So it can be something as simple as that, but that one I'll never forget, because I was like, really? So I'm going to give you like 3 pieces of this. Again, 1 idea per sheet, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them all together and I'm going to mix them up, and then we're going to start some work.
Can I say, as an example, if you aren't using Client for Life, that's like the best thing ever.
Yes, okay. And I'll be
Like,
done.
I get texts all the time from my clients, like, I got your card or whatever that I didn't even send. And I'm like, no other broker, I think, is doing anything like that. That is the best thing ever, so.
Yeah, what is it now?
Client for Life, so like.
No, I know what it is. I mean, the price. Didn't it go up recently, 179 or something?
It may be, but,
And they do it for 5 years.
yeah, it's so nice.
I'm giving you 3, but if you decide you need or want more, please let me know.
Because I'm like, they send stuff to my clients are calling me and texting me that they like, I'm so excited, I got this, but I'm like, I totally forgot that you guys are getting that stuff.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
you're welcome.
yes, yes, and good point. So what I'm talking about is things the office, the brokerage could help you with, can provide for you, do better, do more of, less of, whatever that is. That you just feel like, I wish,
Spa day.
I wish. You know, what is that celebration with the office that everybody, there is something that's put together that everyone comes in and gets to participate in something. So is the issue then a collective celebration, you know, wanting to celebrate more?
Yeah.
You know, so it's the issues you feel that if that were fixed, it would help you do better, be more successful. I wish we had this more. I wish we did that more. Whatever that is it something to do with the computers? Is it something to do with the systems? Is it something to do with, you know, what is it? That you would like to see more of? One issue per page. It can be 3 words. It can be a short sentence. Just something I can read. And I'm going to give you a few minutes here because it's funny how once you kind of start talking about it, all of a sudden things start coming up once you start writing. And we're going to work really quickly on putting some of these together.
And the other great example is like the showing agent, that's another one on the police office having a showing agent.
It's hard because I'm so opinionated and I talk to Paul so much that I already told him.
Yeah,
what
you
I
already
wanted
told
to
him
do.
everything.
And he did, I mean, it's
Yes.
like, they're very good.
So they got
about-
changed.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, okay.
I wanted our classes to be more like this. So
Okay.
more, less, more about business building and like the overall instead of the real estate. Yes, but they did work.
Okay. And no one's gonna know what anyone else wrote. And if you have finished, just raise your hand with them, I'll pick them up. And, yeah. Is it more training in something? Is it more training in social media? Is it more training in videos? Is it more training in, you know, what is it that you wish you had more of? To make your job easier or better or be able to be more successful. Finish, just raise your hand with them and let me know. I'll come collect those. Yes. I knew I was in trouble one time when I did this, and like one person goes, "Can you just hand me the whole ad?" It's like, oh, no. No, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, well, I know.
No, if you need more.
You've got ours. Yeah, here's mine.
Oh.
I'm pretty happy. I don't have to make this one. Which is the thing.
I will give a shout out to Remax, because this is my 5th brokerage in 10 years. And I love it. Y'all do
Nice.
everything. You know, it's like, everybody's so worried about the cap, how much you make, all that, but I like everything. I like things to be done. I like it. And you don't have all the resources. You have a logo, so.
That's awesome. Brokerage testimonial.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
I could go on and on, because before I was paying for all these different extra things and CRM. I mean, it just depends on who you're working for. People need to, quit worrying about that lower dollar and think about what it would get with it.
Yeah.
You lose your identity when you go to your brokerage that has nothing. Oops, no offices or nothing, it's just. Not a big deal.
Anybody else? Do I have everybody's? Anybody else have any? Everybody good? All right.
It feels good. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even know what it's rolling.
So let's start reading through these, and then we're gonna categorize them. We're gonna create spaces up here on the wall, and we're gonna decide as we go along, is this the same category as this issue, or is this a different issue? Until we see how many categories we end up with, okay? And the one that has the most Post-it notes is the one we're gonna talk about the most, all right? Training on commercial real estate. All right, our first category. More social media tips. I think that's a different one. We're talking about social media now versus training, on commercial properties. More coaching with Cindy. Aww.
Did you write that?
I wrote that. I put that in there. You want to know, I had that, yes. More offices so agents can come in more regular. So that's really more of a space thing, you all think? We have training, kind of a different, so just more space. Client events as an office. Nothing feels better when you feel like you're part of a big team and everyone is supporting one another. More events put on fun places, open and marketed to agents and any brokerage. So more events put on at fun places, open and marketed to agents at any brokerage. So celebrations. So I think, does this fall in the same line as client events as an office? Are we kind of talking about, is it the same thing? Just basically kind of celebrating together? More events put on at fun places. So kind of, what do y'all think? We can always go back and change these as we get more.
I think
What do
one's
y'all
with
think?
realtors and one's with clients, but it's all about events.
Okay,
Regardless.
we'll start with it here, but we can always, if we get more like specific with, marketed to agents and any brokerage, then we'll separate that. 1 week per month, accountability, homework, and reflection. Does this fall into the same as more coaching being offered? So accountability, homework, and reflection is, what do you think? Same category or something totally different?
I think it's the same.
Same thing? All right. All right. More collaborative space on South Side. Oh, well, so we have more office space to come in more regular. So is this the same thing, do you think?
I think so.
Kind of the same thing? Again, we can always move these. Monthly meetings to discuss new topics and update. Oh, well, so we have the 1 week per month accountability and homework and reflections. What do you all think? Are we kind of in the same monthly meeting to discuss new topics and updates?
I'd say it's the accountability spot.
Yeah, because we also have the training.
Training.
Now, see, this is exactly what I'm saying. We're almost sounding like training is going to possibly move into this one, but we'll know more as we continue. So it's a maybe right now. But right now, monthly meetings to discuss new topics and updates.
You're right, that's why we're training.
What do you all think? Training or accountability?
Put it under training.
You wanna start with training, or we can always, it could end up that these two merge. But we'll see as we go along. Bigger meeting room. Okay, yes, I think that we kind of have one already, more collaborative space, yes, yeah, that's funny. Where's Paul?
That was mine.
The qualified leads, all right, so. Is this a separate?
Yeah.
I almost think this one's a separate one, what do you all think?
It's the one where you put money in.
Yes, is it more training?
No.
It's not, because we're very specific here on this. Let's put it here for now. We'll see how this works out. Offer client appreciation options for agents to purchase and participate. Offer client appreciation options for agent to purchase and participate. So this is about what,
Sounds like fun for life.
yes,
Or client events here, maybe.
Yeah.
yes, client events maybe, or in gifts.
Yeah.
Possibly options for agents to purchase and, so purchase almost sounds like my first day, what was it called? Cut, which by the way, I'll look that up when I go home.
I won that
I
night.
signed
It's
up for it.
very nice.
I was like, I want one of those sets, that's really nice, I want one of the
They sent me a
blocks,
nice one,
yeah.
But
Woo. Very, because those were heavy, very nice quality, and I was like, oh, man, this is wonderful.
it's got my name on it.
But man, when I
was
looked
thinking,
those
I'm
up,
gonna re-get that
wow.
sucker,
You
but
said it right.
it's
Yes.
The plowman.
Yes,
said,
for
"Oh,
one block with everything I wanted was $1,600.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plowman
you
thing.
know me, but I want to have guys. When I-
But
Yeah,
that's
one
good
piece at a
because
time.
it's very nice.
I
Yes.
get 18 of
I'll
those
bring it
knives,
next
but
week.
they all come in the boxes.
Okay.
Spread through the whole
They're
unit.
beautiful, they are beautiful, I had never seen that before, they are gorgeous. All right, offer client appreciation options for agents to purchase and participate. So it sounds like we're talking about gifts as well as and whoever wrote this, if I'm wrong, it sounds like if you have a closing you've done and you have an assortment, I would love to offer you a gift. I have these 4 things or events or whatever. And they have that option.
That's a good idea, like have the learns in the office, just come grab one, go to your closing, like closing gifts ready to go.
Which would they prefer? Offer client appreciation options for agents to purchase and participate.
Yeah, especially.
So what do you all think? Where does this fall? Are we talking about,
Maybe marketing.
this is kind of a marketing thing, I think. Yes, and we really don't have anything marketing yet, right? Again, we can always move things as we go through. Aw, weekly or bi-weekly coaching like Cindy. Aw, I'm so excited. Move Tuesday meeting in the Danville office to Thursdays or Fridays. So is this falling more under space and office space? What do you all, or it's about the meetings, really, not about the office?
Yeah.
What do you all think? Training?
Yeah, training, it is, it's a monthly meeting.
Okay,
I never hit on.
okay,
I have
okay.
a hospice patient I'm dedicated to, she's 101, and I say to
Oh,
her,
oh, wow.
I'm gonna sell her property.
Oh, 101.
She go out live.
Marketing video days. We come in and create marketing videos at office. Oh, we're back at marketing here. Marketing video days. We come in and create marketing videos at the office.
Which I will say that Paul does that.
Yes,
So if
okay.
you ever wanted to do a video with Paul, if he's ready.
Okay, yes,
With you,
yes.
it makes a whole day about making that video.
More agent appreciation events. Oh, we have that. Yep, okay. Maybe an option to have a transaction coordinator. Okay, so is this something that we're under
That's gonna be
transaction
under,
coordinator?
that's gonna be under qualified leads.
Is that the same, do you think
Well,
that's,
it's just, if you want qualified leads, you're gonna pay for it.
You're
If
right.
you want a transaction coordinator, you're gonna pay for it.
so it's kind of the same idea coming together. What do you all
It'd be
think?
A nice addition, but somebody's gonna pay for it.
Yes. So everybody agree that it's in the same column, or do you think it's something completely different?
It is different.
Right.
I feel like
Or
it's
is-
different.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
like,
want to put it over
somebody
here by
that's
itself right now.
offered here out of the office that everybody could use and pay that person. Is that what you're saying? Like they would have.
Maybe an option to have a transaction coordinator.
I mean, we got,
So other brokerages, will have one or two or three transaction coordinators. That's what they do. That's like their sole job.
That's their job, okay.
Yeah, and so
Don't
have that
do all
option
your-
to have someone that already knows how to do the job. That,
Okay.
hey, I have a
Yes.
transaction I need help with, to have that set up would be.
Okay,
agents that just do.
Okay.
It's really nice to have
Contracts
an
and-
agent I'm working with now and it's happened many times before, but he has someone like his admin that sends the email that
Yes.
says, hey, I'm Debbie from so-and-so and I'm working for Josh and he's,
Yes.
I'm communicating with you and they just kind of handle everything,
That
the
is
whole
their job.
process. That is their job.
so somebody in the office that is their job.
That's monitoring the loops and checking the
Okay.
documents and doing
All
all the
right.
things.
Whoever needs that, I have a TC that, I just pay them at closing, if you all wanna use mine. She's a realtor, she's an agent here
Interested
too,
in
but she.
hearing about your prices.
And is
You don't
it
like
somebody
it?
that would be interested in, and I don't know, because,
So
you
she's
know, that,
solid, I'm sure.
it would be a Christie thing. Is it somebody that would be interested in contracting with Remax Elite, and that's what she does for the agents of the
inspection.
She has looked into this and it's, I think it's gonna be easier for people to do it on that.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, that's something that y'all
Right.
talk to Christie about,
Yes,
but yeah,
yes.
I know she's looked into.
Okay, celebrate wins Friday evenings with drinks at the office and drinks in the fridge. I don't know who wrote this, but yes, I will be here on one of those Fridays. Okay, we already have this somewhere, where do we have this event? Yeah, client events as an office, so, okay. All right, let's see here. Listings, problem solving or decision hours? Oh, discussion hours. Oh, listing problems, listings, problem solving or discussion hours. Ooh,
That might go with a monthly.
kind of the, yes,
Update.
kind of the monthly, yes, the 1 week per month accountability homework. Yes, okay.
To see her back to the TC, if they have a license, they can show houses too, and you know, that's the big part. Of having a license, just if you're looking for anybody.
Board with, office executives or coming soons,
Okay, exclusives.
exclusives.
Office.
Board with office exclusives or coming soons, okay? So,
Oh, the Canva office has that. I was just thinking.
I don't know, maybe space.
It's something we
Is
can
it
come
kinda-
in
is it a
and
space
say,
thing?
oh,
To create the space for everyone to attach their.
office exclusives too.
okay, so what do you all think? It's not events, we know this is not, it doesn't really fall under qualified leads. Marketing, transaction coordinator.
Well,
With office
would it be-
exclusive.
Would it be in the past?
Makes sense.
I worked at Berkshire Hathaway and there were the people who were doing the admin people, they were the only ones who wrote it. So as they came in,
Okay,
the coming soons,
okay.
they write it on the board.
So does this
And-
kind of go with having a transaction coordinator that you have someone?
And it's just more of a visual,
Yeah,
a visual thing.
okay,
A visual
Okay.
tool to see what's out here, because we're too busy to. If I glanced up and saw
What do you all
something on
think?
Strawberry Lane, I might, oh, I'm
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you all think?
Oh, I need a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, you know, or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know.
So it's not really about spay, but we do have training, on commercial real estate, so there's kind of a. No, I don't think so.
redecorating the office is.
We need a bigger meeting room, we would have board, so is it something? So we're talking about more offices, we're talking about more collaboration, bigger meeting rooms, we're talking about a
That's little
board.
collaboration.
Is it kind of
That's
this,
clever,
in the, kind of a board
Yeah.
that has all the office exclusives or the coming soons, or we're talking about kind of a space thing?
In our Danville office, we write on the board what we have listed, what's
Okay.
pending, what we have coming up.
So you all do that individually.
We have another board.
What are you looking for?
And you put it in the room that has more space.
Yeah, it's just that,
So you have a board that says, what are you looking for as well?
Yeah.
So if you've got clients. that-
Okay, I love this one. Fridays, donuts and coffee in the mornings.
Oh, that sounds.
Coming together to collaborate as a team, talk about your successes, talk about what's coming for the week. So we kind of have something.
We could take that a step further,
Yes,
wear Remax shirts, travel around different coffee shops on Fridays where whoever wants to come comes. And we try to make it like our spot on Fridays where people are noticing that we're coming in. And then when you go back on your own, you might get some people familiar with you being in there.
so is it kind of in this category of celebrating wins, Friday evenings? We're kind of talking about, this is just Friday mornings. So we're going out for coffee and donuts in the mornings, and then Friday evenings, it's drinks. Give me one Friday, the morning session of coffee and donuts, and the next
Do
Friday.
that for 2 weeks and we'll
Yes,
float with showing every
yes,
Friday.
so it'd be every other week, morning, evening, or maybe it's, this month it's a morning thing, and next month it's an evening thing, and the next month it's back to a morning thing, and yeah, all right. Okay. Dot loop, I can never find documents. You can't search the form name. It's so hard for new agents to find templates. This could be an issue, right? New agents, you want them to be successful because their success is yours and yours is theirs. So this could be a big thing. So this is kind of is it training?
Yeah.
You don't think it's under training?
Tie-in,
Okay.
class this week was really
It
good
was.
on Dawn Loop.
I was just going to say that was a really good.
She
and
had tips on finding templates and
Yeah,
everything.
I've done it
was
forever.
really good.
Okay,
But just silly things like how to make, just how a shortcut and
Shortcuts.
just shortcuts.
finding-
yes. So, yeah, see, training, is it bringing someone in that's the dot loop specialist? And they're- Yes.
Continue.
Like
We've got 3 more. The next one is continue to schedule events with all of our office agents. I learned so much from other agents when I attend those. So it's not just about coming together and celebrating, that's part of it, but it's also about what we learn from each other. So this is a big deal. So where I think we're right back under here. Bigger agents to collaborate with. Oh, so is this under? That's a criteria to apply for that one. You have to weigh over this much and you have to be this tall. Yes. Bigger agents to collaborate with. Is it under training or is it back here under the coming together? What do you all think?
That sounds like you don't want to collaborate.
Kind of a mentoring thing?
Yeah.
Is that under this? You know, if you have someone coming in that's doing dot loop, you've got moving Tuesday meeting. I don't know. Bigger agents to collaborate with. What do you all think?
That's recruiting, that's all.
Yeah.
bigger office, bigger agents, maybe? Can I go in a different?
Yeah,
a different
I think
place?
it's something different.
Is it, yeah, it almost does sound like a mentor thing. Like when someone new is coming in, who is, the more successful agents is kind of taking them under their wing,
Or
and helping
it's
teach
agents
them.
that are like wanting to plateau to a higher realm of
Yes.
real estate, like to double their
Next level.
business, next
Okay.
level, and sometimes like that, I think that's more of the point, is to have agents that are already doubled in that
Okay.
business that you can learn from.
Yes. Okay, so what do you all think? Is it a category on its own
Probably the training.
I think training.
or the training? It kind of,
They tried to do something like that, just, the groups that they did a while back,
Yeah.
and they kind of fizzled, didn't they? Did they fizzle out?
yeah. So do you all remember what made them fizzle? Any idea? Any feedback about that?
Well, I already gave it, I feel like it was, the email, the names of the groups were confusing.
Okay.
And the emails went to everybody, so if you didn't know your group, I felt like I was confused.
Oh,
So I
gotcha.
just was like.
It just
oh,
needed to be
Max
more
Talk, I
specific,
don't even
maybe.
know what that is,
Okay.
so I'm just not gonna go.
Gotcha.
And I said, if
Okay.
it's more, if I know what it is when I see it, I'm
You're
more
more
likely to
likely.
come, I'm not gonna investigate. If
Okay.
it's just like
Okay.
a broad statement, just
Okay.
gonna work.
Yeah, and I think too, with our group, we initially got together and said, okay, hey, what days is best for everybody? We picked a day and time. And then when they changed the names, they changed the time and that, and so it was like, well, now I can't go. Like, I'm always busy then.
Right.
So-
The other thing I noticed with it is
I
there
went
was
to the
either,
first set, but not the second, because it was on Tuesday.
there was
So
either
anything like-
unreasonable structure or no structure. So it was like, there was like stuff that we were gonna
So it
talk
becomes
about,
hard
but
to
then we
follow.
would end up like talking and not really stay with whatever that was, cause it was like
Yes.
too much. Or it was just all of us hanging out and talking, like, I felt like we needed like 2 or 3 little overarching things that we were gonna touch on, and then everybody just used that time to talk through those
Yes,
things,
yes.
cause that was the
When they
collaboration.
come together with something like that, there almost has to be, I'm not talking about a lot of structure, but I'm talking about there has to be some kind of agenda of what you're there to accomplish. And someone needs to be the one
But it
kind
also
of
has to be
facilitating
minimal,
that.
cause there's like, you have to know that when you get 6 or 7 of us eating our breakfast, all talking about real estate,
Right.
which we love to talk about.
Sure.
We're not gonna get on to 6,
Right,
7
so there
things.
has to be some kind of, this one just has nothing at this time, so I'm gonna put this one over here. But I will almost bet that whoever wrote that at this point, they're going, oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, that's a good one. So we see the one that has the most number. You all really need and want to be able to celebrate more, come together more as a group. You also
More balloon
want,
ride, I forgot to. put the-
you want to be able to celebrate the wins and to share the wins and to share those things, which almost kind of brings this into play as well.
You wanna know?
Some of the things,
Alright.
you want more togetherness. See, that just tells me you want more of a team. It is about, you are entrepreneurs. You are running your own business. You're either making it happen or you're not. But the thing is, you want to come together to be able to talk about that and celebrate that as well, because you are also part of a team.
I think the hardest thing is that we're all so busy that we want to do all these things, but they have to be really meaningful for us to take the time. to do it.
Absolutely.
Because if
And that's
not,
where
we
you
go to
gotta
it,
have
and
the
there's like
agenda.
2 or 3 people, and then we just are
Yes.
like,
Then
well, we're
you-
not gonna do that
And-
because it's wasting time.
Yes, and that's where you really have to have the agenda of what is this, what's the intention of this and what do we want to come out of it? Or is sometimes it is just a matter, we just want to go hang out and have a drink together. And that's okay. If it's talking about real estate, fine, but otherwise it's just coming together and creating a bond with fellow agents that you work together with. Because when you have that, you're more bought in. You feel almost like you're a part of something. And you're more likely to get energized from it. You're more likely to feed off that. And it's a ripple effect.
We tried Bunko last
It
year
does.
as well. That was a lot of fun, but we couldn't get a lot of participation.
Yes,
I don't know why.
and that's the big thing too, is hey, if we put this together, we need people to show up. We need, not just we need, but we want you all to show up. We want to get to know each other better. We want to be able to celebrate our wins. Yeah. So, but what you also have to have, and as I said, so I'll just put together a little report about this was the big thing that, so then we of course have the second one here. So now talking about this one, so who, and this is where next, when we do our assessment, will come into play. How many of you are the connectors? How many of you are the motivators? How many of you are, my second strength is connector. I love connection. I love getting to know people, I love it. I love it. I feel like we're all in this together, no matter what it is. We all have a purpose, connection. Remember I talked about, I'm a hugger. And I have to realize not everyone's a hugger, but I am, because I love the connection. And I was also happy that someone came up to me afterwards and said, can I have a hug? I was like, yes. But she said, I'm also a hugger. So who are your best agents to be a part of this, that it is your strength? And this being a part of your business or your job just adds more because you love it. That's the person people that you want in charge of this. That's bringing everybody together. So we'll find out more who that is when we do the strengths assessment. We'll know, and I'll be able to say, So, and I guarantee you, you're already thinking, I wonder if I can make that work. Whoever it is sitting in there right now going, I think I would kind of like that. I would enjoy doing that. Because that's what you do anyway. All right, so let's talk here about the training. Commercial real estate, monthly meetings to discuss new topics and updates. Move Tuesday meetings in the Danville, office to Thursday or Fridays. Loop,
We'll tell them you both
Um,
that too.
bigger agents to collaborate with. So this is about who is putting together the trainings and the spaces so that everyone can do better, be better, offer more to their clients. So what do you all think? Training on commercial real estate, where does that come from? How does it happen? Do you have someone in the office that is their bread and butter? That's what they're really good is commercial real estate? Who can you all partner with? Another real estate agency that is their forte is commercial real estate. And they're willing to teach that. They're willing to teach that because yes, they're not all sitting there trying to hang on to it saying, well, if I come teach them that, they're going to take it from me. No, sometimes we have people that come in the door and I just like to be able to help them more. And then if I can't, I can pass them along, but you want to be able to talk the language a little bit better. Monthly meetings to discuss new topics and updates. Is this an in-person meeting? Is it a Zoom meeting? Is it a monthly email that gives all of that, or are you wanting in person? Move Tuesday meetings in the Danville office to Thursday or Friday. That's something that, you know, in talking with Christy and whoever the person is in charge of that office.
They schedule them out.
Bluegrass Realtors offers a lot of those classes.
Okay.
Maybe it's something that our office could share when they, well, they used to do it on the calendar. Is it not on the calendars anymore?
They used to,
Yeah, they used to put the Bluegrass Realtors classes on the calendar. I don't know. If
Oh.
I've not seen the
See?
calendar lately.
So now we
Have
know
you?
it's about maybe
I think they
who
still do.
kind of brings that together, puts it back on the calendar. You know, what happened, well, and you really don't need to know what happened and it's not on there anymore. It's just, we need to get that back on there.
Yeah,
visibility on.
or the, yeah,
Yes,
maybe it's just
Loop. Is there someone in the office that's really good at this?
tie in.
Oh.
My name.
Oh, yes. Guess what your job is coming up?
She just did a very good job.
Yes, so it sounds like they want more.
They want more, I can give them more.
All right. There it is.
We can put it on next month's calendar.
There we go.
I did it, I scanned and uploaded from Loop yesterday, so. and I've been-
Nice.
I've been going to my scan app, I mean, I just go around my elbow to do things, and I shouldn't. So that was good.
Yeah, and more to come.
The button's right there.
They want more. They want more. So yes, send it up. Next month, there's more training on that. Bigger agents to collaborate with. So how is there and I don't know, I'm just throwing things out there. Is there like part of the coaching world? I love that we have a mentor-mentee program. And actually what we do is as the mentor coach, we actually coach the mentees and teaching them the coaching process in that process. And then just helping them and asking them, you know, if they have any questions and just helping them along the way to create their business and whatever that is. So there's a program that's put together that creates the mentor-mentee. So how,
For new agents, but we don't have it like
For the next level.
for the next level.
Gotcha.
Something like I'm in an 8 million group and I'm
Okay.
in a 10, partner me
Right.
with a $10 million
Okay. Okay,
agent. That could be my mentor.
so is there something Christy can do to put together some type of, I don't know if I want to call it a program, but maybe it
It's
is.
comparing.
Yeah, a pairing might be a good thing.
Like Christy would know who really, where they're at and
Yes.
who might mesh well with that person,
Yes.
partner. or not.
And then they can go to that person initially and say, hey, we have this new agent coming in, or we have someone who's at this level and is wanting to move to this level. Would you care to partner with this person? And you're right, she's gonna know who is gonna be good at that, who would be willing. Because when ship rises, they all rise, right? This is not about the competition of, but if I do that, they're gonna take more business away from me. No, no, no. When you give that out and when you teach them and train them, it will come back. And you're helping that person. Because again, your success is theirs and their success is yours. Christie's success is yours and your success is Christie's. And that also goes among the agents.
I think this office is a really good, or not Lexi, but Remax Elite does a really good job at not being shady competitors.
To competitive
Yeah,
competition.
I've always felt like if someone needed help, I would tell them anything to do and not, and
Yes.
it wouldn't like stab me in the back. And
Yes.
we won't take agents like that. The moment anything like that
Right,
happens,
they're
they're
done.
gonna be out.
Yes, and that's what I love about the coaching world. The coaches that I, we're all about helping one another.
Mhm.
Because we all know there's enough business to go around.
Mhm.
I know there was a housing, enough having in the market than there was for a while. I'm not crazy. I realize that. But how to partner up sometimes during those times to get the clients, and then how do you make that work out for the two of you? And then I don't know, or is it, I got your back this time, you get my back next
I
time?
was gonna
If you
say,
got,
too,
yes,
with us control freaks that have a hard time delegating, I am only going to let certain people talk to my people. Like, it's.
And you know who they
I know
are.
who they are. And it's
And you
not
know who
because
they
I
are.
don't know- it's not because I think no one else is qualified, it's because I know those people the best. I know for a fact they're gonna give them the same level of business. So the more collaboration we do, the more helpers you have that you can
Yes.
trust to show. houses.
Absolutely.
I think you also, as a mentor, as a teacher or coach, that you learn by teaching others as well. You learn more.
Oh, yeah,
by teaching
absolutely.
others.
I learn as
By the
much from my
questions they
clients
ask and things.
as I hope they at least learn from me. I don't have to have I can coach for any business, it doesn't matter. And I don't have to have had any experience in that business to be able to ask them the right questions and learn from them. Oh my gosh. And I'll say this often, okay, you're teaching me right now. Here's my question. How does this work? What happens? And then I start learning about the industry or the business. But it doesn't mean I can't say, so what prevents you from moving forward and doing this particular thing that you know you need to do? What's happening? Absolutely. So, I'm always learning from my clients and I love that. And I tell my clients from the very get-go when we start, I'm gonna learn as much from you sometimes as you're gonna learn from me. And there are times I may be a coach and I've done this for 17 years, but I don't have all the answers sometimes. Sometimes I'm still learning. All the time I'm still learning. Yeah. Okay, so we talked about this one, like more celebration. We talked about more like the training, and who's gonna create, and this will be a Christie thing, creating that mentor mentee kind of list, that partner.
She has done, like, I had an agent, that called me, she called Christy and she called me, she wanted to talk about Chevy Chase. She had a listing coming up and the seller wanted her to be the expert, right? And she's like, so what do you know? And I'm like, well, I know that I can sell a house, like, what in the world? But, so Christy told her, call Emily Montgomery, she grew up there, she lived there, whatever. So this agent ended up calling Emily and Emily talked to her for like an hour about everything she needed to know to go on this listing appointment. So Christy is good about pairing people
That's awesome.
for things like that. So yeah, always call Christy if you all. need something
Wow.
like that.
So her just even knowing that you all want more of that
Mhm.
is perfect. So when she gets my report of, hey, they want more of this. It's not always about competition. It's about co-opetition and lifting one another up. This is awesome. Yeah, okay. So the next biggest one, we have 4 and 4, actually 4 and 3. Well, yeah, 4 and 3. So we'll approach this one. More offices so agents come in more regular. So we're talking almost like space again too. More collaborative space on South Side, bigger meeting room, and board with the office, exclusives or the coming soons. So this is about space. This is about, so who handles most of this stuff? Where does this come from? So more offices, there's only so much space, right?
You still have an office in the facility.
Yeah, the office is still in Nicholasville, and we just added the Hamburg location, and it's way underutilized.
Oh.
Nobody's ever there. Every time I've been, there's nobody there.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Okay,
Like,
okay,
how
but that's perfect.
that can,
But that's perfect. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's where can they come in?
but
Yes,
People can make that space for them.
okay, more collaborative space on south side, bigger
Yeah.
meeting rooms. This is a great idea when we talk about the bigger meeting rooms. Of course, there's only so much space here, but where else could it happen that maybe there is bigger meeting rooms? So finding that space. And then a board. Is this in every office? Sounds like it's something it's not a bad idea. Creating a board that has all of the stuff that's going on. That, like you said, you just walk in and you look at the board and see what's happening. And there is something visual about that. It's something more than just being online that you go click on something and look at it. There is something when you have it tangible, like looking at this. If I put this out there, you know, in a video or a picture, it's not gonna mean near as much as you're sitting right here right now looking at it. So that board, who creates that board? Where does the board go? And who's gonna keep the board updated? Who's gonna keep that going? So that would be a question, of course, with Christie. Where does this come into play and how? Where is the board gonna go? And what does that look like? And is that each office? Yeah. And what's your responsibility to get something on the board?
And then we have a board, we can put what our clients want, but we write that on there. And then our listing board, when something's pending, well, you know, Shannon had to update that. But our client needs, we can just write.
So you have, is it one board or you have two? So you have two boards.
We have what we're looking for. that
Okay.
who does it, admin?
We do
You
the,
all do it individually.
Okay,
Shannon updates our listing board when something's pending or contingent or coming soon.
okay. So it sounds like there's already something in place. It's a matter of just replicating this.
I wonder if like a Google Doc on the Facebook group would, you know, then you'd see everybody's, like all the
So that they can
offices.
update it.
Yeah, but then it's like,
automatically.
then we just have, I mean, I guess they could just Google listings by Remax Elite though, couldn't
Yeah.
they?
And you could actually have both. You could have the Google Doc, but that you can also have that board when you walk in the space and it's there if you're stopping in or something and you stop.
Well, you stop because there's a skeleton sitting in a chair in front of us.
So making it fun too, it matters. It really does matter. It really does
Are we
matter.
allowed to do skeletons now? They crack down on people.
Well, that obviously can't be one of the bigger agents. They don't weigh enough.
We're trying to get to the smaller agent, donuts on Friday.
All right, so then the next one is, and I know we got about 10 more minutes. So we have the, I appreciate this, you know, this is something I'll put out there to Christie, because something, you know, on an individual basis that anyone wants to talk about coaching, you know, we can talk about that, and what that looks like. If it's something that, I don't know, that Remax Elite also plays a role in, I don't know. I've had that happen before, several years ago, where the agent, the broker said they would pay half of the coaching fee, and then the agent had to pay the other half. So there was skin in the game. I have done that in the past. I don't know. I'll put this out, you know, to her that there is some interest. And of course, please talk to me if it's anything you're ever interested in. 1 week per month accountability, homework and reflection. And then problem solving or discussion hours. So is this a once a week thing? Is it a once a month thing? So you all really, some people are really liking the homework that's happening with this, that's coming from Christie, which is awesome. Is that something she needs to put together on a regular basis? I love the problem solving or discussion hours.
I don't.
I love the idea of how to come together and problem solve.
Yeah, I get it. But that part drives me crazy, because it's like, our job is so hard. I don't want to hear your problems either, you know? And it's hard.
She's honest.
Right, yes, she won't be there, but what happens is if you're the one who's having a problem and you need somebody else's help.
Well, that's
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. It's about sometimes putting ourselves out there anyway to help others, because eventually we're gonna need it ourselves. Yeah. Yes.
It's an excruciating job. I mean,
Yeah.
gosh, it really is. I have a twin sister, so we can't even go out to eat together because we start talking it. And then we're like, don't stop. It's just the way it
Yes.
is.
Yeah, it is what it is,
I
but
think
it's
it's
not
scams
what you make.
you know,
Yes,
just,
yeah,
always,
yes.
I do care about you all.
It sounds like it.
You're right in there.
So what would this look like? Problem solving or discussion hours, is it something scheduled once a month that, I don't know, is it something that first? This could almost be like a mastermind group. Has anyone ever done a mastermind group?
With alcohol, if you're
Yeah.
problem solving.
A mastermind group is when a group comes together on a constant basis, and each time they meet, you discuss one person's issue that they have going on. And then the group comes in and kind of helps with the, here's what worked for me, or have you thought about this, or what about that? And then the next week, it's the next person's issue that's going on. But what happens is the day before you get together, there's an email that goes out to everybody and say, tomorrow is Jennifer's day, and she is struggling with this. So everyone comes in the right mindset of what they're gonna be helping Jennifer with.
We're saying,
Yeah, my thought is kind of like, it's a listing that has been on the market, maybe it's getting ready to expire. Maybe it's a 6-month listing
Okay.
and you're down to your last 2 months. What can you all
Right.
suggest, or what can you all
Right.
help me with?
Yes.
What's wrong? Look at my listing, help me figure it out. What have I not done?
Is there a type of space where, I don't know, let's just brainstorm this, and I'm just gonna throw things out there, because that's usually when the best ideas come. Is it that is there a Facebook page where people can put in there what's going on and what they're struggling with, and then people can start responding to that? Like the messenger where everyone is part of that? Is it, what would that look like where everyone can see what's going on and be able to give input if they have it?
Social media tends to get really negative really fast.
Well, this would be a closed group,
I mean,
just,
do we not have that?
We have.
The Remax group?
okay.
That's where we post listings we have
Okay,
now.
so is it a safe place to also post, I'm struggling with this listing, I have 2 more months. Any thoughts or ideas? Is that a safe place for that as well, or is that a different
I
kind of
don't
group?
know if any agent should let a whole bunch of agents know that they have a listing struggling for
Yes.
the protection of their seller.
Yes.
That just reeks of desperation, and I just wouldn't suggest it. You need to have people that you
I was gonna
already
say,
are
1 or 2 people,
collaborating with,
yes.
that you can reach out to.
Okay.
And like Lacey and Caitlin and I, we all have
Okay.
that. Mary, there's people that I can go to them
And
about it.
it's safe,
I can be one of those people. I don't know if my advice will be any better than yours, but I can try.
yes.
But like, you need to have those connections in the office that you can call. but I
So
wouldn't post
more
that.
specific,
Yes,
who are you surrounding yourself with
Who
that you
is
can
your
talk with
immediate-
and,
connections.
okay. So, with that being said, then who do you need or want to talk to that you feel like could be that person you could talk to and trust, and you make that connection and say, can I ask you a favor?
And you have to just say it, like, hey, I really like what you're putting down there.
Absolutely.
Can I call you if I have an issue? And everyone's gonna
Absolutely.
say yes, and if they don't, tell me, 'cause I wanna know.
I don't know about Karen.
I wanna know who said no. Well, because
It's like, cause I'm done. Yeah.
You're done.
I'm really done. Right. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, so then we had 3 here basically, then we had 2 over here. Upper client appreciation options for agent to purchase and participate, marketing video days. Guess what your else homework is?
take a video.
It's the videos, right? By the way, that was put on there that it would have to be due like next week when we weren't supposed to, or didn't realize their meeting. It's actually not due for 2 weeks. Okay.
What's the video?
What's not due for-
It has,
This.
Yeah, you should
This
have
is
that
not-
somewhere.
the-
Oh, what do you do with it? Oh, wait a minute. There's a sheet somewhere.
No.
Oh, okay, yes, here it is. Yes, yes. So you can see what they want. So you actually have 2 weeks. But don't think when I see you all next week that I'm not gonna ask you about it. Yeah, so, when I mentioned the refrigerator, the employees put down the refrigerator, I kept waiting for someone to put down, please fix the clock in the meeting room.
Oh, I did.
I was like, is someone gonna put the clock down? Because I've looked at that thing 100 times.
I said, just did it.
Yes, and then realized it's not moving. It doesn't work, Cindy. Don't look at that. Yes, but I was like, I said, put that down.
To that is the cabinet in the bathroom is turned around the wrong way. Lacey pointed it out. Now every time I go to the bathroom, I see it.
Oh, that's funny. So is it a matter of having space? We know that Paul is great at this stuff. So is it a matter of, I don't know, again, making stuff up here because this is where you throw the spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks? Is it a 1 day a month that is marketing day at the offices that people can come in and be helped with doing their videos?
Yeah, we
And-
can talk about like, we just came in.
Oh, everybody do what you think.
My video, I did hers and.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Or getting with someone and yes.
Yeah.
Or how to, is it, there is a marketing day in the office and everyone knows you can come in and that's the day you come in and have your videos worked on. Is that a solution? Is there a marketing day? And everyone knows that is marketing day in the Lexington office on the third Tuesday of every month. And I can go in and work on my videos and someone's gonna be there to help me. And again, I'm just making stuff up. So,
I'm just.
So-
Like that.
let's see, now we only have the couple of one, maybe an option to have, but I do like, having the options of gifts. Yeah, because not all clients, we know this, not all of your clients are gonna enjoy or like the same thing. Some love having a restaurant gift card. They love it. Some not so much, because they eat at home more. Maybe they just want a cutting board, or is it knives? Or, what is there? There are more options, but there's still only 4, right? Because you don't want to get overwhelmed. But giving them that option that they have. And something to participate in.
So that, it's mine, so I wanna say, client appreciation events to participate in.
Ah, gotcha.
Appreciation, so if there's something that the brokerage puts on that we can have the option to contribute, like $100
Yes.
or 200 or whatever. And we all get to collaborate on what we're gonna do and make it this big special event so that our clients see that Remax Elite is going super above and beyond.
Right. It's not
Nothing
just about the
smaller brokers.
transaction. So not only are you wanting to celebrate with each other, but you're
Absolutely,
also wanting
and
to
I
celebrate
celebrate
with your
their-
clients.
Mhm.
Celebrating with the
At
clients.
orchard or things like that.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Celebrating with
And
the clients too.
something free, so I meant purchasing, like give an option that we can all contribute.
Gotcha.
Because
I love
on
it.
our own, it's really expensive, but as a
Yes.
group, we could pull an event together worthy of our clients.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you don't wanna put. on
Is it once a
something
year? Is
that's
it twice a
really
year?
Cheap, like I don't wanna just spend $300 on
Yes.
it, I want it to be.
I look up at the clock.
huge. I know, right, I vote mine is.
Yeah, is it once a year, is it twice a year? But everyone knows when it is, and then people know if they're gonna contribute and where it's gonna happen, and everyone's participating and inviting their top 5 clients from the
Some
year.
offices have like Santa Claus come, they bring it to them, take
Yes,
pictures of
yes,
Santa and.
yes. I have a client, here's what she does every year this time of year. She has I love this, she has the play on words.
Last call for doing this, that's when I.
It's a play on words, she does this every year, and she calls it the Super Bowl, SOUP. And she fixes like 3 or 4 crock pots of soup and invites all her clients to come in and have a bowl of soup. And she has the cheese and the crackers and everything out for the soup. And her clients will come in and have a bowl of soup and just sit and hang out.
That's cool.
Every year. I love it. It's coming up. But it's SOUP-ER, Super Bowl. It's really cute.
I know we have
It's
a
really
lot
cute.
of, friends and people that we've used in the past that offer spray tans and like to get facials and things. How fun would it be to do a Mother's Day like pampers?
Yes, Yes,
And then we
nice.
have, we purchased it, our broker can connect, put us in connection or whoever, and we just have all these
Yes.
people that we bring in as vendors, but they're there.
Because if you bring them business,
They'll bring.
And
what happens
vendors,
when they need to buy or sell a home?
So, yeah.
Okay, real quick, we'll talk about these last ones. Do you all not think it's funny? So social media tips. Now we know where this comes from. Social media tips. It's called putting on a once a month social media presentation. Or a video out to you all on how to do social media post about something.
yeah, I just feel like that one. Paul does that
He does an
so
awesome
much,
job.
and he's so
So if
ready.
he's just doing a video once a month that you all get about, and you can give him ideas, hey, I'd like to learn more how to do this. And he does a video on that, and then there's the next idea, and then he does a video on that. This is your guy.
That is
Might be there too, so
Okay,
someone said-
real quick, have you all noticed with what you all do? This
Paul,
one
we got that
says,
video for you.
this one says qualified leads, and there's one post-it note. So you'd like to have more qualified leads, but what is important to you to help you get there is you want and need these other things in place. This is your bread and butter right here, right? This is your bread and butter, but there's only one post-it note.
What
So
does that one say?
qualified leads. So when you have these in place, that will help you be more successful. And knowing that qualified leads will come along with that.